Okay, so today we're talking about the Nosara Performing Arts Academy. Did I say that right?
Yes.
All right. I'm excited to have you in here. I'm excited to hear about what you're doing. But before we get going, could you please introduce yourselves?
I am Adrienne Fitzmaurice.
I'm Haley McMillan-Ord.
Haley, you're in the running for like most appearances on the Nosara podcast, I think. You got to be up there. What's this, your third time?
Maybe our third time, yeah.
You and Jesse and
yeah.
a couple others. And
Hey,
Cookie. Bobby.
Cookie, yeah.
Bunch. Jeff, man. Anyway, glad to have you on.
Thank you.
Tell us what we're talking about today and what you're doing, and just take me back to how it formed, and let's get rolling.
Okay. So Haley and I founded the Nosara Performing Arts Academy, and
this is a really serious sounding name.
Serious name. I want to keep the riffraff out. It's a serious sounding name. It's a performing arts school, and we're coming at it from a professional angle, and we want kids to learn a lot about committing to something, following through, discipline, and taking all those aspects that they can learn from the performing arts into their...
Right on. So tell us, for an undistinguished person like myself, what does the performing arts entail?
Well, we have 6 disciplines over there. Theater and voice, ballet, Adrian's the ballet teacher, aerial arts, we do the hoops and the silks and the hammocks, and gymnastics. Plus we have 3 or 4 other styles of dance, contemporary, jazz.
And we're trying to get some hip hop in the door.
Salsa.
All right, I'm starting to get it. That's really
Yeah.
cool. So, but your background, you were already teaching ballet separately to this prior to... Okay, and you've been doing aerial yoga forever.
Yeah.
Your daughter's doing it too.
Yeah, my daughter's a teacher too. She's not here right now, but yes, she'll be teaching when she comes back.
Nice. All right, so you guys were doing your own thing separately. What brought you together?
We were sort of sharing students. Some of my kids that were doing ballet were taking Haley's aerial class and vice versa. We were working out of the same studio, so crossing paths.
That makes sense. So you're already doing the same location, commingling students in different classes and whatnot, and so it was kind of a natural blend?
Yes.
Where are you operating out of right now?
Right now, the studio's at the Bodhi Village, which is right next to Cascada Restaurant.
Okay,
it's the old Nosara Yoga Institute, Shala.
Do you like it there? Is it big enough? Is it small enough? Or
Well, for now it is. We've made it bigger. We renovated it in the summer, this past summer, and so it is a big space. It's about 1,500 square feet with a wall of mirrors.
So it feels huge.
So it feels huge.
It's nice and open.
Has anybody crashed into the mirrors yet?
No.
No, don't jinx that.
Good, no, we're training them not to. We talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether we can stay there forever, we're not sure. We may grow out of it.
Well, that'd be a nice problem to have if it goes that way, right?
Yeah. No, it will be great.
That's a good location for now. Everyone kind of knows where that is.
Yeah.
Seems cool.
It's a good neutral location, actually. Yeah.
That's good. So you both were already operating. You got together. What was the first thing that you've done? Have you had any events? Or are you guys about to launch this? Or is it already rolling? Like, where are you at on all that?
So, backing up to last June of 2019, Haley and I was teaching my ballet classes. She was teaching her aerial art classes, as we discussed. And we had so many kids, we decided we should put on some sort of performance for families to be able to...
Between those two, what do you call it, disciplines or styles? Or
Disciplines.
Okay.
And then we invited another local dance teacher, Larissa, who's been teaching dance in the community for years, to help us. So we did a performance at the space at the Bodhi Village, and it was when the space was divided in half, so we were all on one side. And we had 50 dancers on one side, and over 100 people, friends and family, came to watch. It was fun.
So is that what gave you the confidence to launch and really do this thing?
Yeah, so Haley and I
that
looked
was
at
the
each other
aha
and said,
moment.
yeah, we should do something.
Now, on a separate note, because Haley, you and I have been friends for a really long time. What possesses you to do all the stuff that you're always doing? I mean, god dang. Like, you ever sat down for a day or two and just kind of hung out?
Well, I think, Richard, what it is it's just an extension from the school and the growth of this community. More and more families are moving here, and things like this organically come up because families that have been here for a long period of time probably want more than just dropping kind of classes for their children. They want their children to progress into ballet or progress in theater or voice. And before this, we've only had drop-in options. You know, kids can come and go as they please. So it's been a little bit of a education for the community right now the last couple of months. But I think the more and more that we push this, the better it's going to be, because the children are going to have a result from coming through the committed classes for an entire year.
I got you. So it seems like it's just an extension of the towns become more solid. There's more long-term people here. There's more of everything, really. And now this is an extension of more options for the kids to get dialed into the performing arts if they're so inclined.
Yeah.
And you just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and it's something you're interested in anyway, and so you're going to add one more thing to your list.
Yeah,
did I just synopsize
basically,
that right?
Yeah, Richard.
Okay, so
we've had our oh, what do we do moments. Let me tell you.
Hey, let me ask, did your what are we doing moments happen after a parent came in and told you how great you are, or how much you stink?
Or both. No, you know. But one of the things that really, really is special for us, and it was a big point that Adrian brought up from the very beginning, was the inclusivity of the local Nosaranians. I mean, that is a huge thing for us.
That makes sense. So talk us through, like, how are you making it inclusive to all demographics?
So again, going back when I was originally teaching the class on my own, I have a 7-year-old daughter who really loves to dance and was taking ballet classes back in the States. So she wanted me to teach a class, and I thought, okay, I'll do it, thinking casually. But then I thought, you know, if I do this, I really want to include kids that don't have the opportunity to take these classes. So I talked to my nanny, Emily Rosales, and she's got tons of nieces and nephews, and she rounded them up.
Apparently they like ballet.
They told their friends, and they told their friends. And so all of a sudden, you know, I had like 20-something kids, and 50% of them were coming from Nosara town.
Awesome.
And I just brought down a bag of ballet shoes and dance leotards for them, and it was so amazing.
Sounds like a super organic growth pattern. As in you were
really
just going to do this a little, and then it snowballed.
And then I met Haley.
And you guys crossed paths, and now you really opened up a can of worms with your fancy main school.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so
awesome.
So that sort of snowballed, and so when we got together and started talking about our mission, we both agreed, and I was like, listen, I want to keep this going. These kids, they want this, they need it, they love it. We need to be mixing more of, you know, expats and locals, and there doesn't need to be, you know, there's a divide in so much of it anyway. This is a great way for these kids to come together in performing arts.
So how do you get them in if people might not have the budgets to pay top dollar for even, see, it's always a tough thing. Like that was always Del Mar's one of your biggest challenges through the early days. It's like, well, how do we get the community going? And after all these years, you're finally kind of cranking at it, but you've been working on that for how long?
Yeah, a long time.
It's hard, and because you have bills to pay, you have to pay for your rent, you have to pay for your bills, you have to pay for all your stuff, and you want to make it sustained, but you also don't want to exclude anyone. So, like, where's the line, and how do you get people in? The reason why I'm getting so detailed about it is because it's I want to give you and others credit for what you're doing by including everyone, but I also want to clarify, it's not always easy to make something financially sustainable and include everyone. It's a challenge. So that's what I'm asking about.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
It's a challenge.
How are you getting through that, and how are you getting people in?
Well, I think just like Adrian said, word of mouth. We made a few phone calls. There's a lady, Marisha Khan, that has a group of kids that have been dancing in the Pueblo in a little classroom for several years now. And so we called her and said, do you want to bring some of your kids up here? You can use the space. She was super excited because they've never danced in front of mirrors before. They've never seen themselves dance, you know? So a lot of those children are in our classes, in both Adrian and mine classes. They come into the aerial arts.
So she's super receptive. She's like, let's do it.
They're all receptive.
They're so committed.
And there is some local Nosarians pay a reduced price. So we charge them $5. You know, if they can pay, they pay.
Okay.
Which helps. Adrian brought down a lot of leotards and tutus. And
nice. So you got a boost on materials just by bringing stuff down.
Yeah.
And then you do have discounted pricing for
or
local
free.
folks.
Yeah.
And then what about transportation? How do you get people there?
That's
been
our
tricky.
challenge.
That's been tricky. Some families are taking tuk-tuks, and then carpooling a little bit with the tuk-tuks. And then some families, you know, okay, I can't afford the $5 and the tuk-tuk, so we're like, okay, then just skip the tuition, skip the $5 and take the tuk-tuk. We just want to get them in. But then, you know, there are some families that are like, you know what, the tuk-tuk's too much. Like, it's all just too much. So that would be something that, you know, eventually we do want to try to figure out, is just how to get them over.
Right on. Well, hey, it's cool that you've already started and you're already doing all this stuff. It might end up being like, you might have parents coordinating the caravan, and if you keep going, who knows?
That would be nice.
It would be nice.
It might work itself out, or have like a little bus that kind of brings everyone to
Why
the
not,
Performing
right?
Arts Academy.
Why not? Exactly.
It's such a joy to watch. It's such a joy to watch all the children. But these local Nosarans, when they come in, they show up at the door. They're in their uniform. Their hair is tied back. They are ready to perform, you know, and
They're ready to go.
They're so appreciative of having something like this offered to them that their joy just kind of expands to all the other children. And so slowly the other children are now showing up in their uniforms and
Nice.
And putting their shoulders up a little bit, you know what I mean? And starting to, so it's been nice to see kind of the level of professionalism or commitment raise a little bit to these, to the local Nosaranians.
And they're bringing up the other kids.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
So on that note, like, is it, are the kids communicating well? Are they integrating well? Is it, or is there a divide between the classes and that type of stuff? Like, and I'm not saying that in a condescending manner. I'm saying it. You just launched an academy, and you're integrating a community, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you're bridging the gap between whatever the term is I'm trying to look for here. But I also know that it doesn't just instantly happen. It takes a minute.
And it's really, I think, the teacher's job at that point, you know, because now we're in control of the classroom. So if you're going to have your class stand in a certain manner, for example, my ballet class, people have certain spots in the room where we start every time. And then halfway through the class, we partner up and do stuff.
Okay.
So I don't let my kids choose their own spots, and I don't let them choose their own partners.
So they're not getting like little cliques forming. You're making sure everyone's...
So it's not all the, you know, gringos partnering with the gringos and the local Nosara. I mean, it's just because, organically and naturally that can happen.
Well, especially if you have a language barrier.
Because of the language barrier. And even some of the kids that are going to schools that are Spanish immersion, like my daughter, they're still just, you know, they're still not confident with their Spanish, even though they can. You know, it's just that they're not being pushed enough to really speak. So anyway, I'm trying my best in my class to mix it up as much as possible so that they're forced to be in a situation where they're going to have to speak some Spanish, and there's going to be a mix between.
So we're going to have a mix between, what's the right term?
Well, I think we always say between the foreigners or the expat community and the local Nosaranian.
Well, it's so interesting because now, like when you guys first started, say, Del Mar back in the day, there wasn't all that many families. It was very different. Now, there's so many full-time families here that the expat community almost isn't. They're still expats, but it's almost like my kids this is their home.
Yeah.
Like especially my son. He doesn't have any memories of living anywhere else, and he's born here. And
so we're more so talking kids that are living in Nosara town, you know, from Nosara.
Right, but they're probably working at the academy, I would guess, with other expat families that probably live here full time right now, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys aren't doing like, well, maybe how about this? Why don't you talk us through the format of your classes? Because I'm guessing for someone to get into your academy, they need to be here consistently. Like it's a real, because you said it's a professional type system. That means it's not like a one pass class, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the kids who live here, like they actually live here, and the kids from Nosara or Delicious or Garza, wherever they're coming from.
Yes.
they live here too.
They live here too.
So they can build long-term sustainable relationships.
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
And that's it. And I think what will happen over time, because our first class was
October 1st.
October 1st. So we've only really been doing it for 6 weeks.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about, but yeah.
But I think over time, some of these children are in 1 or 2 or 3 classes maybe, from the Pueblo. So they'll start seeing the children over and over. And then that's when their comfort and their friendship starts too. I use some of my kids as translators, right? I put them next to each other in a hammock. I'm like, your job is to tell her what I'm saying to everybody, because I can't individually go around to each of the children, right? So we kind of use them, and then they start communicating, and our children that are foreigners that speak Spanish, they feel good because they're now using their Spanish to help another. And I don't know if we planned that. It's just one of those organic things that has now become an extension of the education in this community,
Okay, so tell us your format. Do you guys meet in the mornings, the afternoons? And also, does it run in a cycle? Is it like a 4-week cycle or a 6-week cycle? Or is it just indefinite? Like, how does it work?
So we've set it up where there's 3 sessions. They're anywhere from like 10 to 12 weeks long. So this first session will start at October 1st and will run through December 14th. And then we take a break until after the new year. And then we do another 9-10 week session, take a break in April, and then do another 10-week session. So there's 3, and then we'll take a big break July, August, and then come back.
Okay. And is that for each of the 6 disciplines you teach?
That's for each of the 6 disciplines we teach.
Wow, so you're getting after it.
So if somebody were to come here January through April, or January through early April, which I've already had some people contact me about, then yes, they can be a part of the school. They don't have to be here they don't have to be here for all. Okay, so
seasonal expats can find a spot in here.
You can find a spot.
All right, so you can capture a little bit more demographic and get some more kids in. And what's the age groups, or do you have age groups?
Yeah, our youngest are 3.
And our oldest are 17, 18.
Yeah, we have 17-year-olds. Wow. We also have adult classes in the mornings.
Tell me about that.
Well, Adrian teaches bar, a fantastic bar class.
Thank you.
And when you say bar, and you say that to an adult, bad joke here.
You're thinking a different bar, right?
Yeah, not pole bar.
No,
ballet bar.
He's thinking belly up at the bar.
That's an idea.
Oh yeah, not that kind of bar either.
That's like at Bill's. He has the cool
bar classes. No,
he has the what are the things you put the drinks on?
The coasters.
The coasters. It has like one that says Nosara, a drinking town with a yoga problem.
That's right. Yeah.
So that just came to mind when you said I teach an adult bar class.
So bar is like it's like my bar class is very Pilates based because I've taught Pilates for 25 years. So it's posture, alignment, but we spend about 30 minutes at the ballet bar.
Wow.
And the other half of the class is on the mat doing more core strengthening exercises.
So there's a lot of stretching going on in that one.
A lot of stretching, a lot of strengthening for both men and women.
So do you have a lot of older people like myself who might be stiff from surfing or injuries or that type of stuff?
Yes. Yeah, that would be me.
Not able to get your foot up to the bar,
it's good for you. My husband comes.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Matthew. That's awesome.
Yeah, he comes. It's really good for surfing, actually, because there's so much stuff at the ballet bar where you're standing and bending your knees and getting down. Mm-hmm. So you're strengthening your, right above your knees and lower quadriceps. And
let's turn this into an ad for you somehow. So if you want to get barreled more, go to your adult bar class.
For sure. Absolutely. Because you learn how to stand on your feet properly.
See, it sounds like an important facet of surfing. So
yeah.
All right, we're going somewhere with this. All right, so 6 different disciplines.
And then there's aerial yoga, adult aerial yoga as well that we offer. So those adult classes are adult bar, adult aerial yoga. Mm-hmm. And then we're inviting, those are the adult classes that Haley and I teach in the mornings, but then we're inviting people from the community. For example, Bianca started a samba class on Monday nights. So people from the community that want to offer some sort of dance type discipline can talk to us, and we can talk to them about space that's available to do that.
Okay, so the kids, all 6 adults at the moment, ballet via your adult bar class, and then dance via the samba class that Bianca is kicking off, it looks like.
Yeah.
And then you said one more I forgot about already.
Aerial yoga.
Aerial yoga.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So those are the ones available for adults like now.
Yeah.
Cool. Are those on the same cycle patterns? Or
Those
they
are
different?
drop-ins.
Okay, so you do have some drop-ins right now with the adults.
Yes, we
That's
do.
a pretty good idea.
Yeah. And we will offer drop-ins during high season for tourists.
Really?
So there'll be separate classes.
For the
Okay.
kids.
Yeah, for the
During
kids. For the kids.
So this, I'm starting to see why you said you might be outgrowing your space at some point potentially. Like that's a regular schedule.
Yeah, it's going to turn into a regular schedule. Because the tourist classes that we'll offer for children will be during the day when the local kids are in school.
And that probably, I'm guessing that would be more on the ballet or dance side of things, I would guess.
Dance,
and
aerial. Aerial will be really popular with
yeah.
tourist kids for sure. Yeah.
That'd be kind of adventurous. Like if I was a kid and I was walking through the vacation home or looking at a flyer or something and I saw flying up in the air like a circus kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That
they
sounds
do.
kind of cool.
They love it.
The church children love it.
All right, so it's all happening. You're
all
committed to this thing. You've already jumped in. We're announcing it. Everything's rolling. You had 100 people show up to your last event. Are you doing another event anytime soon?
We are doing our first movie night, which is actually tomorrow night. And so we're going to offer movies 1 to 2 times a month that inspire kids and adults to sort of follow their dreams.
So motivational movie nights are on Saturdays twice a month?
Yes. Yes. So we're starting one tomorrow night.
That's cool. Where are you doing that?
We're doing it at Nosara Performing Arts Academy, and we're co-hosting with Cascada Restaurant. So they're going to have food and wine and beer and popcorn and
For the adults.
for the adults.
Popcorn for the kids.
And then 100% of the movie proceeds go to the scholarship program.
It would be fun to get your adult class to put on a performance on those nights, or like find some way to have fun with it.
You never know. That might happen.
Oh,
Like
that
you
might
put
be
them
a
on in
good
front of the
idea.
kids. Like that would be great.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah, in front of the kids.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would have that would
reverse the
motivate
whole thing.
each.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
That's a great idea.
They would love that.
Yeah.
yeah, you can have that for free. I don't need anything out of it.
Thanks, Richard.
Actually, give me credit 3 times, and then you can have it. That'll be like your, what do you call that? Attribution when you're writing and you have to like.
You're
I've been out of school a long time. Yeah, so if you're writing something and use a quote or an idea from someone, you have to like write it down at the bottom. And
yes.
and we used to have pencils back when the kids don't write anymore that much.
No, I
it's
know.
typing.
They don't.
Elisha, he likes to game. My son.
Yeah, so it's all with his thumb.
Yes, yeah. So he's got like the fastest mouse clicker hand I think I've ever seen, and he has this unique way of typing. Because when I sat down on how to type, you like had to put your hands here, and it was on a typewriter. And it was like ching, 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 like that whole thing. And I think he learned some game Minecraft. And honest to goodness, within a couple weeks, I just walked by one day, and he's like destroying typing, and it's just weird. And I want to yell at him and just be like, dude, go get a pen or a pencil. He just looks at me like, why? Like,
What's a pen and pencil?
why do you do that? And then I'll turn to yell at Kaya. And because again, like back when I had my first jobs and I was learning stuff, you carried around a notepad, you wrote stuff down. And I want to yell at her about it. And then she's just typing it into a phone.
Yeah.
And then even intern Etienne, it's the same thing. He's always carrying around his computer. And I'm wanting him to like write stuff down. I'm like, you're not listening? He's like, yeah. Typing it in.
It's just a different generation.
But you can come to your facility and you'll put an adult up at a bar and make him get after it.
Yep.
I'm sighing because I need to go to that class. But
You
I don't
do
want
need to go to that class.
I know I'm super stiff and I got
Actually,
really
it'd
hurt.
be great for your back, Richard. It'd be great for your
Tuesday,
back.
Thursday mornings at 8:30.
I really made a mistake saying that out loud.
I'll get I'll tell Matthew to come and grab you one morning.
Now say the times again.
Tuesday, Thursday morning at 8:30.
Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 8:30 when the waves are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So you go out at 6, and you come back and you go to bar.
Stretches
and then you
everything
take a
out.
3-hour nap. And then you get work done.
What's that? Got stuff to do. All right, so back to you guys. I want to ask you, what pet peeves or challenges are you having already? Because you have to have some, I would think.
Yeah. Well, I think just on a humorous level, the funny thing, so we said, okay, we're going to offer this free week so that we can get kids in the door. They can try a bunch of different things, see what they like before they, pay up front and commit to 10 weeks. So we did a free week. So we're all ready for our free week. We have all our forms that we want the parents to fill out so we can get their email, their contact, their WhatsApp, so that we can contact them to build our list. But what we forgot about in Nosara is that, parents pull up in like a truckload of like 9 kids and open the door and just let them out. And they don't like come to the facility. It's not like in the States where you have to like turn in your ID to like let a kid into anything,
right.
sign away, anything. So all of a sudden we're standing there and there's these kids and they're just running up to take these free classes. And we're like, where are the parents? Like, who are you? We don't know you. So we're asking these kids, what's your parents' name? And they're like, huh? It was a little hectic. That was definitely
it was a challenge.
So that was a self-imposed challge.
It's a self-imposed challenge.
We were organized.
We were ready, but not ready. So we had to work through that. And that is still sort of the challenge, you know? But we don't see a lot of the parents.
Got it. So coordination of all like the details, the communication details, and
on one hand, it's great. The parents obviously trust us enough just to drop their kids off.
Yeah.
Or they dislike the kids so much they just drop them off.
Yeah, they're like, bye.
Maybe it's both.
But see, that's a Nosara thing. So this is part of the education of it, right? So they're so used. This is how it's been up until now. Everybody just brings your child, drops them off. They go to whatever, Taekwondo or whatever it is. They give them their $10 and that's it. They pick them up at the end of class, right? But that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to create choreographed programs. We're trying to create children learning how to commit to something, following it through. It's because it's a life skill as well, and so if they can
that's
commit,
an interesting point.
Yeah, it's a life skill. If you can commit to 10 weeks of this, at the end, you're going to have a reward. You have this choreographed ballet dance that's amazing to showcase to your family, but you've also followed through with something.
Right. So that sense of accomplishment and discipline.
Yeah.
Confidence and...
it's just great across the board.
Yeah.
And you guys, by making it multicultural, and I guess multi-age group, especially if you do the performances with the adults and the kids.
Especially if the adults perform,
you really have one of the first like truly blended programs and activities here.
Yeah.
That actually has like a regimented, segmented form. All right, so now I feel bad about teaching you about your professional sounding name.
See? That's why we put a professional name.
It's good. So what's your acronym? NPAA?
NPAA, yeah.
All right, so all of this sounds really interesting. What else do you need, or what other messages would you like to get out there while you have this platform?
So what would be really great is that if everyone could just keep spreading the word that this Nosara Performing Arts Academy is for everybody, no matter your age, your race, your gender, your demographic, where you live. And so it's really important that we continue to help get the local Nosarian children over to the academy. And so they need to know about it. So if you have a friend that has nieces or nephews or cousins or whatever that live in the Pueblo, tell them, bring them over, give them our information. And
you guys have websites up and contacts and Facebooks, Instagrams, all that?
We do.
Hit us with it.
Well, our website is www.nosaraarts.com.
Okay.
And we have Instagram and a Facebook page as well, the Nosara Arts. So you can probably
it's under the Nosara Arts?
Yeah, Nosara Arts.
Nosaraarts.com is the website. Facebook is Nosara Performing Arts Academy. And I think Instagram is Nosara Arts.
Okay. Well, we'll put that up and try to drive people. Is there any preferred communication method? Email, phone, text, WhatsApp?
Not really.
Hit up the website and just reach out to you from there?
Yeah. Probably that's the best.
Or via social media?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Do you want people... Would it help if people brought stuff down ever? Like ballet shoes and
yes,
that type of
absolutely.
thing?
Ballet shoes, black or pink dance leotards, because that's the color that we're using for both of our classes. So if anybody has that, that would be fantastic.
Maybe on your site, or maybe for whoever's watching this down the road, they could check back in with you and you guys can kind of keep, hey, here's the items we need for this next thing because there was so many people coming in and out.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It seemed, and I know a lot of people would love to help.
Yeah.
And this is also very accessible to someone coming from Canada, the U.S. or Europe.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Well, that would help reach deeper into the community and help the people who don't have the money to come in.
Yeah. And if there's anybody out there that has the ability or the time to bring some children from the Pueblo, transportation, that would also be helpful.
Yeah, that would
and
be
it may just be
amazing.
once a week, on a Tuesday for ballet or aerial class or whatever class. If they can bring a group of kids, wait for the hour, have a juice or something with cascada,
I was
and
just
then
about to
take
say,
them
you
back.
know what?
That would be amazing.
Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but if you had a class that had the same time frames as the Cascada Supper Club stuff,
Yep.
Every
Maybe-
day we do.
well,
Every
so
day.
there you go.
day.
Maybe
Every day.
people coming in at some point in time as this grows, maybe some people can hook into that because they got to go there anyway.
Yeah, it would
Exactly.
be fantastic actually, because that's our biggest challenge right now
Yeah.
is transportation, getting
transportation.
the children from the Nosara Pueblo to the studio.
Yeah, so Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, someone who's coming from back there in the L
Yeah,
section.
Monday,
or
Tuesday,
Santa Monica
Wednesday, or
something.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there's supper club Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an idea.
Thanks.
All
Great
right.
idea.
3 attributions, and then it's yours.
Just you wait. In about 5 days, you'll see like a van of kids coming because we're gonna run with that. That's a good idea.
If it works, make sure you tell Cascada, though, because they're going to get...
Yes.
Yeah, it could work out for
We'll
them, too.
let Dan know.
Yeah. Shout out to Dan. Dan's camera shy. He needs to come on here.
Dan needs to come
Yeah,
on
he
here.
does.
It would
for
really help
sure.
him.
Yeah.
He doesn't fully understand it. I think he's just nervous. I'm trying to explain to him it's not a big deal.
We'll talk to
We'll
him.
tell him.
All right, twist his
Yeah.
arm and...
Yeah, Dan needs to come on.
All right. Anything else that we should go over at all?
I think we're
I think
good.
that's it.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank
as
you so
always.
It is my pleasure. Thank you for what you're doing. I am so pleasantly surprised to see at what level of cohesion you have going on. It's really, really cool because if you can get to the kids will teach the parents. As we've learned so much through the environmental programs, now you're getting it into the arts. And now you're already even bringing in the parents. I didn't expect you to say that. I thought this was going to be like more of young kids from this age can come in and do a play here or there, a dance here or there, and you guys are doing all kinds of stuff. Now I'm kind of laughing because it's all resonating. You're going to be busy. So you guys need volunteers or teachers or anything like that?
Always.
Yeah, if anybody
Always.
has,
Yes.
if there's any teachers out there with any kind of performing arts discipline, yeah, call us. We'd love
Yes,
to have you.
Please, because we're finding that. We're meeting people. I mean, even our voice teacher, he's been living here for like, 10 plus years,
Yeah.
and he's a retired classically trained voice coach.
Nosara's a weird place, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Okay.
There's somebody
So-
you're walking by like who looks completely normal, who has some sort of
Yeah.
story or skill
Yeah.
set or
So
something.
we want to find those people because he's teaching the kids voice classes once a week, and he's loving it.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
amazing.
Yeah,
So anybody who can dance or sing or aerial yoga,
Theater,
circus.
act, circus,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
hip hop. We're looking for.
yeah, we're looking for a
yeah.
hip hop teacher.
You know what? I'll speak
did
on
find
behalf of my
one,
son
but-
real quick. My little boy just dances, but whenever he goes to the
How
classes,
old is he?
well, he's getting old now. He's 12, but
Okay.
he still dances. But when Nosara had a couple hip hop classes back in the past, they were really just little kids, or they were a bunch of girls getting together, and he was walking in as a boy. It felt awkward. If you guys could get hip hop, I know there's a couple dancers out there. Elisha might be into that. I think Jackson's really into dancing, I want to say.
we had a boys class.
Yeah, we were trying to get a boys' dance class going that would be on more of like a hip hop type
Yeah.
level.
It just can't be like their mom coming in and saying, "Hey, there's a boys hip hop dance class." You're gonna be like, "Whatever, mom. You don't know what you're
No.
talking about." You need to do like some cool video of some kid
Yeah,
doing something, and then show it to the kid,
I
and
agree.
then
Yeah.
he'll be like, "Oh, I want to
yeah,
do that."
yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
we're still working on that for the January session. So if Elijah has any friends and he wants to get them together, then maybe we can find a teacher and a slot for them.
Are you finding the kids nervous when they come in? Because he would be super nervous. Not.
The older kids are like 12 and up are nervous, right?
It's interesting how
the
that
little
happens.
ones.
The little ones know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you mentioned especially the kids coming in from the Pueblo are, and the various outer areas are taking this more seriously than the expat kids. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I got a kick out of that.
Well, I think it's because they don't normally have this kind of stuff
they're
offered
just-
to
it's
them,
just-
right?
Yeah.
So when there is something new for them, they're grabbing it by the horns and just coming in full force. Whereas our children, you know, we pretty much, they can do surfing and soccer and dance and this, you know, there's so many more
They have
opportunities.
so many options.
So many options.
but
And so
that's why it's so cool, especially if you can find a way to get the ride stuff going. Because
Yes.
you know there's more kids who'd be interested
Yes.
back there.
Yes.
You know, I call it kind of behind the trees, because people who just visit here or live here a short time, they stay kind of in the project and they just pay attention to what's around the project
Yeah.
and the various activities there. And then maybe they'll do a splash program or do Delmar for a season, but they don't fully get
Right.
immersed into the program.
back into the full culture and just all the kids that are back there. And it sounds like you have a way of doing it, and it's off to a great start, and you've barely even scratched the surface.
We barely even scratched the surface. And it's not to say that the expat kids aren't taking it seriously. It's not to.
Yeah.
It's not to say. It's just, you know. For example, you know, my daughter last week was like, "Oh, I don't want to go to Ariel today," you know, and I said, "Sorry, you're going. You're going." You know, so because I'm there, I'm teaching, I'm there every day, and I see these local kids coming in, and they are so committed, and I'm watching these kids. They're so grateful, right? Because
That's the
they
word,
have this
right?
opportunity, and here I am as a parent, and my daughter is, you know, kind of, because she gets these opportunities. She gets to go and do, you know, we're back in the States. She can do gymnastics. She can do dance. She can do soccer. She's here. She could surf. So, you know, it's also a lesson for me, you know, to say to her, you know, unless you have a fever and you're sick, you're going. So let's go. And she went. She had a great time.
Yeah.
It's just that follow through, commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gratitude's a powerful thing too.
Yeah.
Because if the kids are coming in there and they're grateful, that's also going to rub off on
It's
all the
gonna
other
rub
kids.
off on all the
Yeah.
other kids. Exactly.
And I think that's what we're seeing.
yeah.
Well, congratulations on your success thus far. Good luck holding your ship or your together as it snowballs into whatever it's going to be.
Thank you.
And we'll have you back in after the season goes by to see where you're at, because it
Okay.
sounds like you're going to have some a couple interesting growth periods in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. we
Good
will.
luck.
Thanks, Richard.
All right. Thanks, Richard.
My pleasure.